Welcome to this overview of the book, How to Change, The Science of Getting to Where You Want to Be by behavioural scientist Katy Milkman. This book is about how to line up your actions with your goals and dreams through addressing the question, why is it so very hard to get from where I am to where I want to be? Because every impasse in life is a specific problem to be solved through two questions. What am I up against? And what is my best customized strategy to overcome this challenge? When it comes to identifying our best customized strategy to overcome the challenges we are facing, there is a huge advantage if we are starting with a blank slate, because there is nothing to be overcome. But true blank slates are rare. So instead, when it comes to changing our default approach to resolving the problems we are facing, we need to identify a fresh start point. We know the fresh start strategy best through the setting of New Year resolutions. Therefore, a fresh start point is when we feel from a specific point in time we can successfully change. And the strategy works best at points you view as real change for you, even if it is something like the first day of spring. However, the often mentioned failure rate of New Year resolutions confirms economic theory that most people stay the same unless ongoing circumstances force them to change. Therefore, the biggest barrier to us doing what we know we need to be doing to get to where we want to be is in the short term, it is unsatisfying. So the first solution to maximizing the chance of our change being successful is we need to make it instantly satisfying. But how to make it more enticing than what we are wanting to give up? An example Katy gives is how she made exercising satisfying. Katy shares she was whiling away time reading novels. However, when she didn't exercise, she couldn't maintain her study workload. So she created a rule that she could only listen to her novels while exercising, which made her eager to exercise so she could find out what happened next. Katy calls this solution temptation bundling and has applied it to things like binge watching Netflix, eating junk food, and feeling guilty spending time having a pedicure. So she still gets the enjoyment she gets doing these things individually while making sure that the task that needs to be done gets done. But what if something we need to do can't be bundled, or bundling has lost its effectiveness, or we've fallen back into just enjoying the temptation? The first consideration is, can the distracting temptation be removed? If not, what would make it harder to give in to the temptation to be distracted? Maybe a penalty for every day you are behind schedule, or maybe having to pay someone if you fail, or maybe posting a pledge that your adherence to can be checked. These types of choices are known as commitment devices. Soft commitment devices are those you can break with only a psychological price tag, such as you feeling shame at having to tell your friends you failed. Hard commitment devices are those that have a more concrete cost, such as losing money. Another solution to things that can't be bundled, or where bundling has lost its effectiveness, or you've fallen back into just enjoying the temptation, is gamification. This is making an activity that isn't a game feel like a game by adding game-like features such as symbolic rewards, a sense of competition, and leaderboards. But how to do this for yourself in a form you value? To start finding the answer, ask yourself, what would make the process exciting for me so every day I buy into participating? What symbolic rewards do I value, or what real reward will I give myself? Do I need a sense of competition with others or with myself? And will a leaderboard help me keep committed? Another issue is flakeout, which is not doing what you say you will do. But this is more than procrastination. It is literally forgetting to do the thing you meant to do. So what type of set and forget strategies will help you take the action you have decided you will take? The easiest way for a number of things is to set an alarm on your phone if you carry this with you. Another solution is to ask yourself, what habit can the new habit be piggybacked on? Piggybacking is recommended as a significant barrier to actually changing is the ingrained nature of our familiar patterns of behaviour. An example of this piggybacking is setting an intention like, every night after brushing my teeth, I'm going to floss. Or alternatively, when X happens, I will do Y. And it is recommended you aim for streaks so you maximise these things becoming your new default habit. Another big issue that stops us taking the action we know we need to be taking is our confidence in our ability to control our own behaviour, motivation, and social circumstances. So how can confidence be instilled in people? If you can't find a mentor who truly believes in you, ask yourself what advice would you give others in your situation so they were confident they would succeed. This strategy works as cognitive dissonance means after we say something to someone else, we're more likely to believe it ourselves. You could also start an advice club, as this can boost your confidence that you are judging situations correctly and will be successful. It also lessens the likelihood you will go against the advice you give to others. Beating the what the hell effect, which is the self-talk, I have failed, so I might as well give up, even when the failure is something which can be easily overcome, requires allowing yourself leeway so nothing is all in or all out. For example, when setting an exercise target, set a number of times per week rather than specific days, so if something arises on one of your stated days, you are not faced with failing to follow through. Another strategy you can use is called copy and paste. This type of strategy utilizes the human desire to be on par with those around us because research has shown we adjust our performance to align with others. So copying and pasting is surrounding yourself with those achieving what you want to achieve and doing what they do. Or if you cannot see what they do, ask them. For example, how do you manage to close so many sales? However, a word of warning. You will still need to practice to improve, so never compare your results to those who have been doing these things longer than you. And keep in mind, you created your current behaviour patterns for a reason. So in many ways, you are now trying to deal with a chronic disease. Therefore, think about what part of your current behaviour is temptation, what part is forgetfulness, and what part is underconfidence, and is laziness playing a part? And think about how temptation, forgetfulness, underconfidence, and laziness is reinforcing each other. Thinking of the patterns of behaviour we have developed as being the same as chronic disease enables us to realise we need to recommit every day to making the changes we want to make until we either don't want that thing anymore or it is now so much a part of us we don't even consider not doing it. The foreword to this book is written by Angela Duckworth, whose book Grit I have previously overviewed and which can be found in my video list. And the interesting thing from this foreword is that Angela confirms Katy lives her advice despite being just like the rest of us. Katy wants to eat snacks rather than eat healthily. She'd rather procrastinate than get on with it, and she is capable of anger and impatience. Katy has just learnt the secret to a better life is not to eradicate our impulses, but to understand them, outsmart them, and where possible, make them work for us. To achieve this, it is recommended that when the barriers to change are internal, that you create a tailored suite of solutions and treat it as a chronic challenge rather than a temporary one. But only after you have made sure you understand your opponent, the part of you that doesn't want to do this. And if you hit a wall, redo this opponent evaluation, as different strategies can be required throughout your journey because different parts of you will feel challenged at different times. This book is a very easy read, with Katy providing the background to how she and those she worked with, including Angela Duckworth, came to these insights. She also provides additional detail on the strategies I have overviewed. I highly recommend this book for people who are ready to see themselves as their greatest opponent and/or are looking for ideas to develop a customized strategy that will work for them or are working with others who are seeking this outcome. Thank you for viewing this video. Please subscribe, like, and click on the notification bell if you would like to know when more book overviews are uploaded.